My next guest feels like a little bit like deja vu. He's going to be fighting Alex Oliveira, this time at UFC 261 on April 24th. It's Rude Boy Randy Brown back here on the program. Randy, how's it going, man?
Good. How's everything?
It's going well. Are you multitasking here during this interview, playing a video game and doing an interview? I think that's a first for me. I like it.
Not really. I'm closing it out, but it's like right when you called me, I was getting ready to like.
Listen,
I was fixing up a bunch of different shit. So I got
me of all people knows the importance of video games. So if you got to do whatever you got to do, it's all good. I don't take offense. It's all good. But first, let's start with the fact that this fight got rescheduled. You're on this mega card, Usman and Masvidal. You must be stoked that things kind of worked out this way. We're going to be on this massive card.
Yeah, man. Everything worked out perfectly. I was even able to get more time. So perfect. Everything. COVID was kind of a blessing in disguise.
So
put it like that.
Yeah, I wanted to ask about the last fight. It was supposed to take place in February. I was doing my detective work, Randy, and I wasn't able to find out a reason. What was the reason you were out? Was it a COVID thing? What exactly happened there?
Yeah, I tested positive for COVID.
Okay.
I tested positive for COVID right before I left. Right before the test that they sent me, I actually did my own because my girl got sick, and when she got sick, I automatically knew there was no way I didn't have it. So I didn't want to take the test from the UFC early on, and then that test giving me a negative, and then I go there and get stuck in Vegas and test positive because I knew I was going to test positive at some point, which I ended up, testing positive 2 days after. So thank God I didn't go out there.
Any idea how she got it, or are you just kind of like, hey, we got it, no big deal, whatever, we'll move on?
I think she went out to a dinner with her friends, and someone there had it, and that was that.
That's all it takes. Did you have any bad side effects, like lung issues or anything like that? Like, how did you? How was it for you?
No, I was straight. For me, I just had, headache, sore throat, and
just like a regular cold. Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty much it for me.
Okay, so you were probably only off for about 2 weeks then, right? Just because of the typical protocol. Okay, that's good.
Yeah, so COVID didn't affect me at all.
Good for you, man. Well, that's good. And again, glad to see the fight rebooked because he didn't get to fight either, so it kind of worked out well for both of you. Was this the right amount of time, sort of in between, like to get back in there? Was this sort of what you were looking at?
Absolutely. Everything worked out, to a T.
Again, going to sound like deja vu here, but style-wise, how do you look at this matchup, man? Any differently than the first time we talked?
Ditto. Everything's the same.
Yeah, exactly.
Just copy everything I said from the last interview.
Sure, we'll just insert the video in there. But no, yeah, obviously dangerous opponent and pretty decent name in the division. I mean, you must be pretty excited to get this fight and the fact that it stayed intact, right?
Yes. I don't know if you saw, I was on social media once it happened. Once it was announced that the fight was off, I was trying to make sure I could get it rescheduled. It didn't work out that way initially. Someone stepped in, but I don't want to say thank God that other person wasn't able to, but kind of thank God that other person wasn't able to.
Well, you can say it now. He's not fighting, so I'm sure he's probably forgot about it. So there you go.
I think that person tested positive as well. I'm not sure. Something happened where the fight fell through, and I was able to get the fight rebooked, and that's exactly what we did, and I'm happy about that.
Anything different for this camp, or has it been business as usual? Just doing your typical training and all that.
No, nothing different. Last camp I went out to Cali and I did some work out there. This time I didn't leave. I just stayed here for the rest of it. Things seem to be getting back to normal slowly here. I'm not training in my backyard and all that nonsense. So, we got people back in the gym and we kind of got a routine down and it's good. Things are looking good.
Any update on your brother, Andre Harrison? I know I ask every interview, but I am curious to see what's next for him because the guy's got a great record, and I don't know why he's not getting any fights here.
You got to hit my guy up, man.
I will. I'll hit him up. I'll hit him up. But I figure I get the inside scoop from you, first. He
may be back in PFL again, so that's in the works right now.
Okay.
And
well, I know someone fell out, so maybe he gets that spot. I heard someone fell out.
I'm not gonna spill any beans.
Yeah, no worries. Okay, I'll put two and two together. Yeah, fair enough. I'll talk to the man. Don't worry about it. That's fine. Who else did you get to work with training partners wise for this camp?
Just the old partners now. Just the old partners that are everyone's back. So same crew, cast of crew. All the guys at Budokan Martial Arts Academy. Only guys I don't really have is over at Enzo Gracie Academy. I haven't really been there much. But I still got my guy Gregor Gillespie, Andre Harrison, regular cast of crew, a few boxers, Joe Smith. I've just been getting it in, man, getting it in the way I can and trying to make the best of it.
Weight cut good, even with the COVID and all that?
Yes, the weight cut should be fine. I'm sitting a little, a little thicker than I usually sit, but that shouldn't be an issue.
Who's going to be in your corner for this fight?
The regular casting crew, man.
I got to ask, in case there's a switch up, maybe somebody couldn't go. They got a family wedding or something. I don't know. I have to ask anyway.
It's Nardu, my sensei, my manager, Matt, and my boxing coach, Tyrone Smith.
I want to see if I get a different answer here. How's this fight playing out on April 24th? Am I going to get a different answer than the last time?
No, you're not. It's going to be, I think it's going to be a battle. I think it's going to be one of those fights where it's going to be extremely exciting. The dude is extremely dangerous. Someone I got a lot of respect for. I know he's coming forward. I know he's throwing bombs. It's going to be crazy. That's all I know. It's going to be crazy. And I get it done. I get it done wherever the fight goes.
Where does a win over Alex Oliveira put you in the grand scheme of things? Because like I mentioned, he's a notable guy. He's been in the UFC for a while. I would think that keeps you kind of on the right path, forward and looking ahead.
For sure. I think a win over this guy puts me right back in the, my next fight after, not to look past him, but I think after him, I should be, getting another crack at the top 15.
Is the goal because the fight was, the first fight didn't end up happening? Do you want to try and get, 2 more fights in this year? Are you hoping? I mean, obviously you want to keep active, right? That's sort of the goal.
Absolutely. Yeah. I want a quick turnaround after this fight. If all goes according to plan, I want a quick turnaround. And I mean, even if it's not a guy in the top 15 per se, because sometimes you got to wait for those matchups. But even if it's just another guy on the cusp, one more time, let's do it. I need to get right back in there.
You sort of talked about it there off the top. Obviously, you're doing the streaming and all that. What are you playing? So you talked about the one game you're playing there. Do you play any others, or you just stick at one game at a time?
Right now I'm playing Outriders. It just came out. Outriders, it's hard to explain. It's a good game, though. It's fun.
I'll check out the trailer. I'll check it out after we're done. This is much easier than trying to explain it, I'm sure. So that makes sense.
It's one of those sci-fi kind of games, like, you know what I mean? But if you ever play Gears of War, it's from the makers of Gears of War.
I think we've talked about this. I am I'm ancient. Like, I don't play a lot of the new games. I still play like the games I was playing growing up. So I play like the newest game I play right now is probably Super Mario Galaxy on the Switch. Like, that's how far behind I am right now.
Okay.
I'm a dad, man. It's tough. I don't get much time to play. I can't invest hours and hours. That's true. Yeah. But I don't know. For me, it's tough with my schedule. So
I get it. But I get it in whenever I can here and there anyway, too. It is hard. But
there you go. You can
it's a good game, fun game. It's a shooter, third-person shooters. I love third-person shooters. So, yeah.
How's the podcast going, by the way? You sort of talked about it there.
The podcast is going good, man. Whenever you guys stop in, you could stop in. Anybody?
Well, I need an invite, man. I don't want to be that guy who just shows up. That's like showing up to someone's party. You're not invited, right? That's
no. Basically, the way it is, it's on Twitch. My show is extremely interactive. We literally all we do is talk to chat. We talk to everybody in there, and everyone has input on the fights. We talk about every Friday and Sunday. So we do post-fight show, pre-fight show, and post-fight show, and we do a news segment, and then we talk about the upcoming fights, and then we just shoot the shits with chat, man, with everyone that's there, and we talk. Everyone puts an input. We don't have any set. It's super laid back. There's no set topic. Everyone's just talking, and our mod is just reading it, and we're just chilling, man.
Who have you had on already, in terms of other fighters?
No fighters yet.
How come? Just no fighters have tuned in, or what's the deal?
We didn't really have any guests. It's not a show with guests yet.
Yeah,
it's not interviews. It's hard because it's Twitch. Have you been on Twitch?
Not really, and I probably should. I know, I got to check it out. I'm a YouTube guy, but I definitely need to make the switch soon because YouTube, I don't know where they're headed with the platform. It's a little crazy out there, but I'll take a look at that as well. I was going to ask you as well, with picking fights and stuff, do you ever? Well, I guess you said you don't have any fighters watching. I'm just wondering, do you ever get any fighters being like, "Hey, man, how come you said that you didn't think I was going to win or anything?" You ever get that or no?
No. No one's ever really been. I mean, I try to stay super subjective with everything. I try not to really.
It's like when you got mad you didn't get mad, but you joked with me about the Jeff Neal thing. Remember that?
I know.
Which, you know what? That's how you should handle it, by the way, is what you did, which is we talked about it in the interview. We hashed it out. I gave my reasoning or whatever, and it's all good. But some fighters, man, they get so upset, and I get it. I mean, it's you get punched in the head for a living, and, it's a tough, I think you guys are in the toughest sport in the world. I'll never say otherwise. I've watched, I don't know how many sports in my lifetime, but fighting is the toughest for sure. And I get you get a lot of shit on social media, so I can understand that only adds if you see a guy like me saying, "Oh, I don't think he's going to win." But yeah, some fighters are pretty sensitive, and it's a bummer. But I think if you know the person, it's all good.
Yeah, with me, I feel like you have to be prepared to, for people to disagree with you and disagree with your skills and your skill set, because this is what it is. This is a sport at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
Someone's going to have an opinion, right? That guy's over there is going to have opinion. That guy over there is going to have opinion. It doesn't make any of them right. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, and as a fighter, for young fighters out there, you have to realize that they don't know you personally. They only know what you show in that 15 minutes of the world. They don't know what's going on in the gym. They don't know, what your daily training regimen. They don't know, you compared to other people. It's just in that moment. That's all they care about, right? And that's all they get to see. So, for me, when I said that to you, I wasn't upset. I was just kind of
No, I know. And even if you were, that's the way you would handle it, is you should take it head on. Like, I've had some fighters where it's like, it's, and they get really upset about stuff. But it's like, here's my thing. It's like, as long as you're talking about a fight in a respectful way, like, I'll never say a fighter sucks. I'll never say a fighter's whatever. I mean, it's about being professional. But even with that, I've still got people upset. So it's one of those things where, you just gotta know the person. And it's no different than what I do. I mean, if someone says my interview sucks, okay, that's fine. But like, give me a reason why it isn't good. Let's hear it. Like, that would be like me going into a bank and saying, hey, you're crunching the numbers wrong. I have no idea about finances. Like, who am I to say that? It's no different than someone knowing what a good interview or what a good fight is, right? So it's one of those things. So there you go. We could probably talk about this for hours, but Randy, I want to thank you so much. I don't want to take away any game time. I know how important that is, and I'm sure you got practice as well, but just remind people where they can find you on social media. I'm sure you got some sponsors, and the Twitch channel and the podcast. I'll give you the last word.
Well, I'm on Twitch. That's first and foremost. Twitch, Touch and Go 170. Weekly show, weekly podcast. We do MMA talk, all kind of talk. We get deep and talk about a whole bunch of other random shit. But come on by. That's where I'm at mostly. And you already know Touch and Go _ for my Twitter handle. And what is that, Instagram?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think so.